I thought the killer was outside. Then I saw my dad. There was this guy all over the news. They called him the Robin Hood Killer. He'd break into the homes of wealthy families, murder them in their sleep, and then leave their valuables, cash, jewelry, even electronics, on the doorsteps of struggling families. Of course, nobody changed their routines. Everyone just assumed it wouldn't happen to them. So when my friend Madison invited me to a sleepover at her house, I didn't hesitate. Her family had money, marble floors, backyard pool, wine cellar, but we were 15, and all we cared about was watching horror movies, eating way too much candy, and talking about boys we didn't even like. Around midnight, we were half asleep on the couch when we heard it, a crash downstairs. Madison sat up immediately, eyes wide. We stared at each other. No one was supposed to be home except us and her parents, who were already asleep upstairs. I texted my dad. I think someone's breaking in. His reply came back almost instantly. Hide. Be quiet. I'm calling the police. We grabbed our phones, sprinted down the hallway, and locked ourselves in Madison's walk-in closet. It smelled like lavender and expensive leather shoes, but all I could smell was fear. Madison was shaking so hard she knocked a hanger off the rack. I grabbed her hand and whispered, "It's okay. The cops are coming." It felt like hours. In reality, it was maybe 10 minutes. Then, a gunshot. A man's scream. Madison let out a tiny broken noise and tried to bolt for the door. I yanked her back by the shirt and clamped a hand over her mouth. She was sobbing. Then she whispered the thing that shattered me. What if they got my dad? I didn't answer. I couldn't. My heart was pounding so loud I was sure whoever was out there could hear it. The silence after the scream was worse than the noise itself. Then, footsteps. Heavy. Coming straight toward us. And then I heard my dad's voice. "It's me. Come out. You're safe." For a second, I didn't believe it. What if it wasn't him? What if it was someone pretending? But Madison was already up, flinging the door open. There he was. My dad. Eyes wide, shirt soaked in sweat. He pulled us both into a massive hug, squeezing so hard I thought he'd never let go. Madison asked where her parents were. He just hugged her tighter. Something felt wrong. Off. My dad was shaking. Not from adrenaline, but from something deeper. Then I noticed it. Blood. A smear across his cheek. A dark streak on his sleeve. Splatter along the hem of his jacket. I just stared. The police showed up 10 minutes later, and that's when we found out. The man who broke in, he was the Robin Hood Killer. He'd chosen Madison's house as his next target. By the time the police arrived, Madison's parents and the killer were already dead. My dad had gotten there before he could find us. He never explained how. He never told me exactly what he did, only that when I texted him, he didn't wait. He grabbed the gun from his safe and drove faster than he ever had in his life. He never let go of us that night. Even with flashing lights, detectives, and neighbors crowding the street in their robes, my dad stayed right there. Sometimes late at night, I wonder, what if I'd waited 5 more minutes to text him? What if I'd tried to call 911 first? What if I hadn't gone to that sleepover at all? But I did. I texted my dad, and he showed up, like he always does. Except this time, he saved our lives.